By the way, there will be spoilers for the movie, so if you want to see this movie, go out, watch it, and then come back because there will be spoilers. Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ronan HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Mr. HD, and this time we watched Oppenheimer, which I watched in IMAX in 70mm film. This film is the newest movie by acclaimed director Christopher Nolan and is starring Cillian Murphy. And when I thought of the film, I thought it was very visually striking, very impactful, a very, very good film, and I personally just enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a great time in a way that it was just so good, my eyes were glued to the screen. But before I go on a whole rant about how much I like this movie, I'll explain more why I like this film and more back at the house.
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Truman needs to know what's next.
2.
What's next?
1.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Mr. HD, and this week we watched Oppenheimer, the newest thriller, epic, blockbuster film by the culturally and critically acclaimed director Christopher Nolan, starring Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon. A shit ton of popular actors are in this movie, and this film, if you didn't already know, is based on Robert J. Oppenheimer, who was, if you also didn't know, the father of the atom bomb, the original inventor of the nuclear bomb, and especially the inventor of the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, the bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And this film is, the biography and the story of Oppenheimer, while also being told, based on a book that was about Oppenheimer. But yeah, getting straight to it, this film is a 3-hour epic, just super long and really, really engaging. And talking about engaging, this film did not feel like 3 hours whatsoever. It felt way shorter than that because, every scene is gripping and it's, really, eye-grabbing. You want to know what's going to happen next. You want to know what's going to happen. You want to know if, the hearing is going to happen, the case and the court and all that. It's just super, super engaging all the way through. And it never, ever once occurred to me. By the end of the film, I'm that did not, it didn't feel like I sat through, a slog, super slow-paced 3-hour movie. I felt like I was just watching, a normal 2-hour, maybe, I don't know. It just felt shorter than it was. And that just shows that the movie was, really well-paced. Because, man, and talking about, all the technical aspects, overall, the acting was great. I don't think there was one bad performance in the movie. The characters were all great because, they all felt like real people. They didn't feel like caricatures. The story was great because, it was based on the real, stories of Oppenheimer. And talking about the stories of Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer was, it was a bit of it's a bit of a tragedy. I'd say this film was a bit of a tragedy. And the reason I say that is because Oppenheimer really, he's not a hero nor a villain in this story. He's just he was just a scientist, a physicist. He wasn't anything else other than that. And he was hired by the government to lead the Manhattan Project. And he created a weapon of mass destruction just trying to do, do his job. And he killed he indirectly killed so many people because he created this weapon that he couldn't fathom the power of it, right? And when he created it, there was no going back. When he already did the science and he did the mathematics for it, there was no turning back. And, by the end of the film, like by the end of the film, and not even by the end, like as the film goes on, you can just see his mental state deteriorating and deteriorating and deteriorating as the film goes on, and he gets older, and like the representation of his mental health and like him being haunted by his like him creating the bomb, like him just like with these really nerve-wracking scenes of like if you've seen the trailer, the like that really loud like stomping / ticking noise that's in a lot of like the scenes where he's having like nervous, like he's really nervous and having a bit of a breakdown. Those scenes are great and just absolutely fantastic on the character exploration, the character study of Oppenheimer himself is very, very interesting, and a nice little history lesson on what the fuck was going on at that time. And talking about another thing, the film just looked visually striking. There were many, many beautiful scenes of explosions, stars, and all that. It looked beautiful. And the thing that made it look even better is I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've just heard that everything in this movie was practical. Now, if that's true, that is amazing, and it really looked like it. None of it looked like it was CG in the slightest, and during the nuclear bomb test scene in the movie, which is probably my favorite scene in the movie, aside from the ending like court part, a bomb goes off, right? And like that's not a CGI explosion. I mean, obviously it's not a real nuclear bomb. They wouldn't set off a real nuclear bomb for a movie, but it's a real explosion. And they actually they made it look bigger, like maybe with camera angles or some way, but real explosion, which is really fucking cool. And obviously Christopher Nolan has the money to do that because he's fucking Christopher Nolan. So like it just looked beautiful. Like the whole bomb test scene, like it was so quiet. There was no like overbearing music. It was just like, and when the bomb went off, since like light travels faster than sound, so the bomb, you could just see the light of the bomb for like a good like minute or two. It was just the bomb, and then after that it was just like the sound waves and the crashing of the sounds of the explosion finally kicked in. That was probably definitely my favorite scene in the movie. It was amazing. And God, like the movie was just so, as I said, engaging, beautiful, beautifully acted, really well written, and it just honestly felt like a really good movie. And I watched this on 70mm film, and also in like a dome screen, which I'd never seen a movie on before. And just to comment on two things: 70mm, beautiful, definitely like the way to watch a movie. The grain, even though people don't like the grain, I love the grain because the grain adds soul, it adds character to the film. I don't know if that's like the inner hipster or snob in me, but I just like it when I can see like not even damage, like I can see the things that affect, like the things on the screen that makes me, I can tell it's a movie with the grain, and I like that. And it looked beautiful. Probably one of the best theater experiences I've ever had, to like watching the movie standards. And the dome theater itself, like, even though I kind of had to break my neck, I kind of like sit back and like hurt my neck the whole time, like it was really, really immersive, like especially when there was like, because there were like, when you're watching a movie, you see like the walls and you see the other people's heads poking up from their seats, but that's like part of the course going to a movie theater. But with a dome screen, you literally, it's just you and the movie. That's it. There's no, like, nobody's head, like, bothering you, getting in the way. It's literally just your eyes are gazing at the movie, and that is it. It's just the movie. And it was super immersive and kind of like, it was kind of like super, super nice to look at, and it really got me into the movie because, especially like during like big, wide, like spanning drone shots and shit like that. It looked great, beautiful. And I've never been to a dome theater either, so definitely two new experiences for me. But back to the movie. I just wanted to go on a little side rant there on how I experienced the movie. But yeah, this film is just overall just really, really, really good, and I just think it's definitely worth your time. If you're a fan, obviously if you're a fan of Christopher Nolan, you'd like this. You know, if you're a fan of like historical pieces, you know, you'd definitely be a fan of this. If you're like a fan of learning about World War II, you know, learning about these things of the time, and even if you're just like a fan of, you know, like big epics like this, you know, I definitely would recommend it. It is a very, very engaging and striking film that I think you could definitely get some substance out of. So, highly, highly recommend it. And as for a rating, I don't know if I'm just being a little too polite, but I genuinely think this film's a 9 out of 10. I think I'd give it a 9. Maybe that'll change with time, but for now, 9 out of 10. And, yeah, I think I've said all I need to say. I think I've said in peace. So, guys, hope you like this video. Share, friends, subscribe, notifications on. Comment down below how much you liked it. But you guys know how this goes. I don't really want to say that. What I really meant to say was if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, tell me, change me in the comments. I'm Running Time HD, and now I am become Death, Destroyer of Worlds. Signing off. You can put some.